doors are open for the tribe. Oh, we've got a couple people here quickly. Tammy's here. Hey, BFF. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Soulful Sunday. There's the Batgirl. As always, first ones in the door get the best virtual seats in the house, so pull up a chair right here to the foot of the stage. Good to see you both. I got a couple new covers. I just started working on them this afternoon. So, as always, I put a lot of time into these. One, fortunately, just has a chorus and a verse all built in together, and it repeats. So all I had to do is really get those lyrics down in the and then the chords, and then so we'll get to all that in a little bit. Oh, this shirt's gonna drive me insane. All right, good to see you both here. Oh, I've had a low-key day. I don't know why I'm yawning. So, welcome to Soulful Sunday. So far, it's girls' night. Yay! Sipping if you got 'em. And let's let me get my digits warmed up and my vocals, and we'll get to some music. I love opening with a little bit of my buddy Steve Poltz. In this case, some Steve Poltz and Jewel. It hit a clock at 6 a.m. It feels so far from where I've been. I've got my gigs, I got my pancakes too. I've got my maple syrup, everything but you. Break the yolks and make a smiley face. I kinda like it in my brand new place. I like the spots off the mirror. Don't leave the keys in the door. I never put wet towels on the floor anymore, 'cause dreams will last so long, even after you're gone. And I know that you love me, and soon you will see you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Called my mom, but she was out for a walk, and sold a cup of coffee, but it didn't want to talk, so I looked at the paper, it was more bad news. Our hearts being broken, more people being used. Put on my coat in the pouring rain. I saw a movie, it just wasn't the same, guys. It was happy, I was sad, yeah. It only made me miss you oh so bad, 'cause dreams last so long, even after you're gone. And I know you love me, and soon you will see you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Yeah, I go about my business, and I'm doing fine. Besides, what would you say if I had your line? Same old story, not much to say. Hearts are broken every day. Hey. I brush my teeth and put the cap back on. I know you hate it when I leave the light on. I pick a book up and turn the sheets down, yeah. I take a get long look around. Put on my PJs and hop into bed. I'm half alive, but I feel mostly dead. Try and tell myself it'll be alright. I shouldn't think any more tonight, 'cause dreams will last so long, even after you're gone. And I know you love me, and soon I know you will see you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Yeah, you're meant for me, and I was meant for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, there's little my buddy Steve Poltz and Jewel kicking off this edition of Soulful Sunday. I saw videos on Facebook, Steve doing sewing machine. I remember when you did that, it was awesome. I haven't done that in so long. I was actually thinking about that this morning, I think, out of nowhere. I haven't done that in a long time. And he says, always a great intro. Thank you. Penny says, I love that song. Yeah. My friend Sharona, she will pop in here on occasion. We've done that live a couple of times. So I always hear her in my head when she's here because I know she sings along with me. But maybe another night. Let's see. Let's do a double shot of Steve. If you look to the east, where the sun never sets, I'll be there at the top of the stairs, you could bet. So just pick up the phone, make a call, all your own. I'll be there when you say your last little prayer. La la la, la la, la la. inside your body and just hang out and stay. And everybody's asking when you're coming back. And I don't have an answer, so I fade out in the black. Who knows how I feel today? I suppose I'll slowly fade away. Fade away. And I walk so slowly, with broken glass outside, I treading all so cautiously. I'm wondering where you hide. And I got notes tacked on my walls and kisses oh so sweet. And all I do is wonder when again the two shall meet. Who knows how I feel today? I suppose I'll slowly fade away. Fade away. Do you hear me talking here? Oh, hello again. How do you do? Good morning, I miss waking up. I said, oh, good morning, I miss waking up with you. 100-dollar phone bill multiplied by 5. You look like a phone to me. Hey, are you still alive? And dirty plates and bottles will decorate my floor. And I got lots of so-called friends just knocking on my door. Who knows how I feel today? I suppose I'll slowly fade away. Fade away. Do you hear me talking here? Oh, hello again. How do you do? Good morning, I miss waking up. I said, oh, good morning, I miss waking up with you. Oh, all right. There's a double shot of my pal Steve Poltz on this Soulful Sunday. No new check-ins. All right, we'll keep things going. Is Penny still here? I haven't done this in a while, so I know she likes this song. When the stars line up, you catch a good break, and people think you're lucky, but you know it's grace, and it can happen so fast. We're a little bit late, timing is everything. And I've had close calls when it could have been me. And I was young when I learned just how fragile life can be. I lost friends of mine. Guess it wasn't my time. Timing is everything. And I could have been a child that God took on. And I would have been one more unfinished song. When it seems a rhyme is hard to find, that's when one comes along just in time. I remember that day when our eyes first met. You ran into the building to get out of the rain because you were soaking wet. And as I held the door, I wanted to know my name. Timing is everything. And I could have been another minute late. You never would have crossed my path that day. And when it seems true love is hard to find, that's when love comes along just in time. You can call it fate, destiny. Sometimes it really seems like it's a mystery. You can be hurt by love or healed by the same. Timing is everything. And it can happen so fast or a little bit late. Timing is everything. Oh, and it's my friend Steve Flowers, the patriarch of the coffee shop where I used to play on Friday nights, would come in and sit there with his little wine sniffer, and I'd finish that song, and he'd say, "I believe that's true." And I said, "Me too." Timing's everything. Oh, all right. That was a request before it was requested, which I love. Z's here. What's up, brother? Leaving Unit 2. All right. Got about, what, another week to go, I think, from that refueling outage. Pam says, yes, thank you in advance. You're welcome. Song is timeless. It seemed like a lifetime ago. I know. Let me slide down here. Let me do one more, and then I've got a couple new covers. One I need the lyrics for, the other I do not. So this coming Thursday, my daughter is putting together a dual memorial. I've talked to you guys about that for my mom and dad. So I have been working on, for weeks in my head, I've been working on my part. So my part of that memorial will be with guitar, and it's going to be with music and storytelling. And so I've been taking snapshots of my parents' lives and songs that each of them liked, and doing some of those. Just kind of, I've got like 98% of it, 95%, 98% in my head. So I just got to write some of it down. But I got a couple songs I'll play in a minute that I'm going to do parts of, and I'll explain those too. And so this one, those two coming up were albums that my parents had. This one I didn't learn until a few years ago, but what it reminds me of is I've been reflecting back on, and part of my weaving my story, my parents' story will be with song, but also will be me just telling stories and stuff most people in my family will find new stuff. So in fleshing this out for the last couple weeks, I realized there's a song that you've heard me play that kind of sums up, in a way, the values that my parents raised my two brothers and I with. So I've been trying to contextualize and kind of sum up some of the hierarching values that they passed along to us. So that's kind of been coming out, and I realized there's this Tim McGraw song that I really love that I learned a couple of years ago that kind of, in a way, sums up kind of how we were raised and what they passed along to us. So before I get to the two new covers, I wanted to do this one. See what you guys think about this in terms of kind of summarizing. It wasn't this came out like 10 years ago, so it wasn't anything we were raised with, but it does in a way summarize the values and hard work and sense of right and wrong and that kind of stuff that my parents instilled in us. So I wanted to kind of capture some of that too. So let's see what you think. You know there's a light shines on the front porch. Don't forget the keys under the mat. When childhood stars shine, always stay humble and kind. Go to church 'cause your mama says to. Visit grandpa every chance that you can. Won't be wasting time, so always stay humble and kind. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, don't lie. I know you've got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When those dreams you're dreaming come to you, and when the work you put in's realized, let yourself feel the pride and always stay humble and kind. Don't expect a free ride from no one. Don't hold a grudge or a chip. Here's why. Bitterness keeps you from flying, and always stay humble. Know the difference between sleeping with someone and sleeping with someone you love. Love you ain't no pickup line, so always stay humble and kind. All the doors say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, don't lie. I know you've got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When the dreams you're dreaming come to you, and when the work you put in's realized, let yourself feel the pride, and always stay humble and kind. Hey, hey, hey. When it's hot out, eat a root beer popsicle. Shut off the AC, roll the window down. Let that summer sun shine, and always stay humble and kind. Don't take for granted the love this life gives you. When you get where you're going, don't forget to turn back around and help the next one in line, and always stay humble and kind. All right. I think that's I think I pretty well know now that I've played it. I want to do that to honor the values that our parents instilled in us, and I I think that is an ideal song. So now that I prefaced it before, you've heard me play it a lot over the years, dozens of times, but now as you're listening to it through the orally, through the ears in which I want to contextualize the memorial of my parents, tell me what your thoughts were in terms of that honoring how they raised us, right and wrong, going to church, all that stuff. And he said, how beautiful, that's perfect, everyone will be moved. Yeah, I think so. Because I think, that's what songs do. They tell stories, but we connect around songs. We each have our own story around them. So there'll be second cousins and other people in there that were raised kind of similarly, and the way my daughter and son-in-law are raising, the grandkids and stuff. And so I think everybody can have their own version of that, and that's what songs do. We create our own story in our head. So Pam says that's beautiful and perfect. Yeah, thank you. Kevin's here. What's up, K-Matt? Welcome to Soulful Sunday. Good to see everybody. Sip them if you got them. All right. Oh, I didn't plan that segue, but now that I just did that, I don't need the lyrics for this one, but I will for the next one. So here's two covers, and the reason I learned them is because they also have a part in telling my parents' story from my perspective. And so, without getting into the whole thing, my perspective is going to be there was something at our house at 1416 West Coulter in Phoenix, 85013. If you had a landline, you could have called 279-3849. I don't know what I ate yesterday or what I wore, but I can remember all of those details. And back when I was a kid, you noticed there was no area code. You didn't need an area code for the greater Phoenix area. So I've always remembered my address and that phone number. And at that house, for me, we had a big above-ground doughboy pool that we put in. It was 15 by 33 feet by 5 feet deep. It was huge. It was the size of a regular pool. We had that. We had a color TV. Later on, my parents got a ski boat. We became a water skiing family. But for me, there was something in the center of that house that was the centerpiece of that house, of that home. And it was this huge Magnavox. Not the TV, that was separate. Huge Magnavox AM/FM phonograph that would play 33 1/3 and 45 RPs. Massive. So the top slid open, the right side would slide open, and you had this big AM/FM huge receiver, and next to it was the turntable. Close the cover and open on the left, and it had these metal kind of rings, and there were tons of albums, and my parents had this very eclectic collection. So I'm not going to go in the whole thing about that, but there were a couple of albums that I'm going to just touch on a couple of songs during the memorial. So both of these I've had to learn this afternoon. Fortunately, the first one just repeats itself. There's a cool story with the second one, which I have on deck. And these are both, my mom and my dad each had different tastes and albums, which I'm going to talk about at the memorial. So this is one my mom had, and this is from 1974. We're all about the same age, Trips Around the Sun. So you remember there was a movie that was based on a Broadway play called Godspell. And my mom had the soundtrack. So I remember waking up on Saturday mornings and my mom would always put on music and that kind of stuff. So that, and when I was home alone, cleaning the house and stuff, I had my own records that I played. One of the first albums I ever bought with money, probably from mowing lawns, was the soundtrack to American Graffiti. And the other one was a soundtrack to Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee movie, because I was taking Taekwondo. But my mom bought the soundtrack to Godspell, and this song popped in my head a couple days ago. And it's like, I need to learn this one because this would be a good one. We were going to church. my teen years and all that kind of stuff, and so this was on that soundtrack. So I just learned this this afternoon, because it starts off kind of slow and it picks up. Day by day, day by day, oh dear Lord, three things I pray. See thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more dearly, day by day, day by day, day by day. Oh dear Lord, three things I pray. See thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day, day by day, day by day. Oh dear Lord, the three things I pray. See thee more clearly, love thee more nearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day by day, day by day, day by day, day by day. Oh dear Lord, three things I pray. See thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, day by 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 day. So I gotta work on that. But I just started working on it a couple hours ago. So so that one I want to play, because that's that soundtrack to Godspell. I really love that, and other songs on there and stuff. So I thought I would do that one. Oh, and by the way, I was doing research on the cast, and I remember this from years ago. So in the movie version, the actor that plays Jesus in the lead role is Victor Garber. If you don't know his name, you know him. He's the actor that played Thomas Anderson, the shipbuilder in Titanic. He had a really good role. I liked his character. Remember toward the end when the ship was sinking, he told Rose, "Remember what I told you, Rose? Go to the keep your life vest on. Go to the lifeboats." So that's Victor Garber, and gosh, he was probably 20 something, and he played the lead role in as Jesus in Godspell. Okay, so this one, my mom, because she was more into folk music. So my mom had this album called Ramblin'. It was by the New Christy Minstrels. You've heard me talk about, and recently, last week, I put a video up of Dolan Ellis, our state balladeer since 1966. I hosted him at my house some years ago it was actually his very first house concert. He's a founding member of the New Christy Minstrels, toured the world with them, and he left the band in the early 60s and went on his own. But he's on that album cover. My parents had that album. I found it some years ago, and Dolan's wife, Marilee, invited me to their house when they lived in the Valley for his 80th birthday. And I got to go, and I brought that album with me because I said, my parents had this album, and my mom used to go, I told her, my mom used to go see you, she said years ago, he was playing at some restaurant like on Wednesdays or Thursdays during the week. And my mom would go with her girlfriend and watch Dolan Ellis. So I got that album. It's called Ramblin'. And it was all of the New Christy Minstrels hanging on the back of a train caboose. And Dolan was at the top with with Barry McGuire, I think, or Randy Sparks, who founded the group. And so I wanted to play a little bit of this song, so I had to learn it on the fly. I haven't even played it all the way through. I just learned. I got the lyrics, which fit on one sheet. But I wanted to play a little bit of this during that because this reminds me of my mom loved folk music, but she loved Dolan Ellis, and now he's our state balladeer since 1966, the only one appointed by every state governor since 1966, beginning with Sam Goddard. And then he's become my friend, and I got to see him. I put a video up because he just wrote his first book, and he's doing book signings around the valley. And what was it, 2 Saturdays ago? Yeah, so I went to that, and we got to chat a bit. He asked me how the music's going. He said, "Oh, sometimes I tune in and watch you play, and I keep moving." And I said, "Oh, say hello when you do." So I just learned this afternoon, sort of. We'll see how it goes. This is one of their big hits. I think it went to number 3. Green, green, green is green, they say, on the far side of the hill. Green, green, I'm going away to where the grass is green still. Well, I told my mama on the day I was born, "Don't you cry, 'cause I'm gone. You know, there ain't no woman gonna settle me down. I just gotta keep traveling on." I sing it. Green, green, it's green, they say, on the far side of the hill. Green, green, I'm going away to where the grass is greener still. Ah, there ain't nobody in this whole wide world gonna tell me how to spend my time. I'm just a good, loving, rambling man. Say, buddy, can you spare me your time? Hear me crying, it's green, green, it's green, they say, on the far side of the hill. Green, green, I'm going away to where the grass is greener still. Yeah, I don't care when the sun goes down, where I lay my weary head. Green, green valley or rocky road, it's there I'm gonna make my bed. Easy now. Green, green, it's green, they say, on the far side of the hill. Green, green, I'm going away to where the grass is greener still. Everybody, I wanna hear it. Green, 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 they say, on the far side of the hill. Green, green, I'm going away to where the grass is greener still. Where the grass is greener still. Where the grass is greener still. Woo! It's my first time actually going through that. I started singing it low and I went, oh. Now, if you're going to do that song, you have to do it. Randy Sparks was the founding member of the New Christine Minstrels, and he sang a lot of those vocals, and so did Barry McGuire. You guys remember Barry McGuire? He became a gospel singer. He wrote the Eve of Destruction, so you can hear his vocals, and when he sang those vocals, he sang them like this. Well, I told my mama on the day I was born, "Don't you cry when you see I'm gone." Hear me crying. So you can't do that song and honor it. As you guys know, I love to honor originals without putting some kind of inflection in there. So that was Barry McGuire's voice, as I recall. Anyway, Arizona's official state balladeer since 1966. And I'm honored to call my friend and his lovely wife, Marilee, are on that album. Well, Dolan anyway, years before he met Marilee. He's on that album cover. He's singing on there. He had a big 12-string Gibson guitar. And anyway, so I've got some others that I haven't figured out yet. I'm not going to play everything, but there's stuff I wanted to do to kind of tell the story about that big, huge Magnavox boat of a beautiful console, and that to me was the heart and the center of our home because it was all about music. And then my dad had his albums, a lot of country stuff, Charlie Pride, Chet Atkins, and then my mom had all her stuff, the Carpenters and Neil Diamond, and soundtracks like Paint Your Wagon, and then of course a bunch of Elvis stuff. So anyway, I'm about 98% done. So I'm going to tell stories, but also play some songs kind of that were reflective of my perspective growing up in that home. And as I worked on this in the last couple of weeks, I realized that that big console music was like at the center of our house. So I wanted to help tell a story with some of the songs that you would have heard coming from my parents' album collection. So it's just my creative process. Oh, let me get back up here. Get caught up on comments. Ooh, cool. Kevin Sayer came in the middle. We honor our parents by passing them down through generations. Yep, I've got stuff to say about that too. Amy says, that makes sense. The music was a focal point for you in childhood home. To me, it was, yep. Good old-fashioned hi-fi. I think they got it from a place called Mahagian's. Remember Mahagian's Magnavox? Pam says, love it. Haven't heard that in forever. Yeah, so there's a couple. I love that Day by Day. Kevin says, Godspell is very popular at youth masses and retreats. Oh yeah, the team I used almost every song. That's awesome. A lot of SCTV players were, yep, were principals in there. As I recall, he made many appearances. He did. He was on, in fact, I was on YouTube last night and I watched, or the night before, I watched the, I've got them on DVD somewhere, but or VHS, but they're packed away. You can watch some of the old Wallace Lattimore shows, but you can watch the 35th anniversary show, and then you can watch the very final show, which was just a few months later when Bill Thompson decided to retire. And you can watch those in their entirety on YouTube for free. Yeah, so he was Dolan, he was on the running gag on there was every time Dolan played Gerald or Marshall Good, somebody would come and interrupt him. He never got to play a full song. So on the very final show, he wrote a song and started, it took him like 5 times to play it. It was called The Last Campfire, and he'd get through about the first verse, and Captain Super or somebody would barge in. But at the end, he got to finally play it. I don't remember it. I mean, I don't know it, so I just remember around the last campfire. Every time, one more time before we go, he'd get that far, and then all of a sudden somebody would come on the set and interrupt him. But in the end, he finally got to play it. Yeah, so he was on Wallace Lattimore a lot. That's right. Good memory. Amy said, nice. I like that rough voice. Yeah, that was Barry McGuire. He had a big hit with, well, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Yep. In the 60s. That song and its lyrics are actually very poignant for today. Now that I had said that. Mike's here. What's up, brother? Thanks for checking in. Hey, I did some new covers I'm working on for my parents' memorial on Thursday. I did Day by Day from Godspell. My mom had that soundtrack to that movie, and then I just did one from the New Christy Minstrels called Green Green. And Arizona's official state balladeer since 1966, Dolan Ellis, and my friend, was a founding member of the New Christy Minstrels, and my mom had that album called Ramblin'. And I went and bought it a few years ago and got Dolan to sign it for me. I got to attend his 80th birthday party. So those are a couple of albums that my mom had that she liked. So I'm working on some stuff that my dad liked, but I'm not. We'll have it ready by Thursday. Anyway, so if you go back on the repeat just a few minutes ago, you can hear some of those if you want to. Good to see you here. Boy, this hour has gone by really quick. Oh, what did I want to do? Oh yeah, I was out running around earlier, and I heard this. I kind of bounced around on Sirius XM between the Elvis channel. I added the E Street, so that's Springsteen's channel, and then up to the Beatles, and then Smooth Jazz and others. But I was on Elvis's channel earlier, and I heard this, and I haven't done this in a while. could see me now, the one who said he would rather roam, the one who said he'd rather be alone. If you could only see me now, if I could hold you now, just for a while, if I could make you mine, just for a moment, turn back the hands of time. If I could only hold you now, 'cause I've been too long in the wind and too long in the rain, taking any comfort that I can, looking back and longing for the freedom of my chains, and lying in your loving arms again. If you'd hear me now, singing somewhere in the lonely night, dreaming of the arms that held me tight, if you could only hear me now, 'cause I've been too long in the wind and too long in the rain, taking any comfort that I can, looking back and longing for the freedom of my chains, lying in your loving arms again. I can almost feel your loving arms again. Oh, I haven't done that in a long time, but I just remembered I heard it on the radio today and wanted to get that one in. All right. As you know, I've been saying on these Sundays, I've got to wind it down just a few minutes before the top of the hour, because there's that spin-off of One Calls the Heart, and it's on, what is it, American Family? It's channel 156 here. So it comes on at 5 now with the time change, and so my roommate will be on her way home and will arrive quickly, and my DVR it doesn't record, but it will save up to 60 minutes if you have the TV on. So I turn it on at like 1 minute till 5 before I go live, and then I have to run out and then back it up, and it will start playing like right as the intro starts. So I got the timing of it down, but I've got to be through like at 5:58. So anyway, so I've got time for like one more song, and that was all I had. I did 2 new covers. Thanks for your response and letting me know your thoughts on those. So give me quick. Give me a song to end the set on, and I'll play it, and then I gotta run out and get the monitor on. Sunshine Day, you got it. An original, thank you. When the daylight breaks in, drowning in my head, and it drifts all night wind, swimming in my head, touching hands, but we ain't talking. Grab my boots and I go out walking on the sunshine day. make my way downtown and I'm passing by your place. The only peace I've found is in the altar of your grace. Ring your bell, say if you're home. It ain't well to be alone on a sunshine day. I want to close my eyes, heal your bruise and steal your blues away. Time's on our side, ain't no need to hide, babe, just cast those fears away. On the sunshine day. Now many friends have come and gone, times will change, but a heart wants what it wants, its truth remains. Every door has got its key, just open up and come with me on a sunshine day. Time's on our side, ain't no need to hide, babe, just cast those fears away. On the sunshine day. There's this truth down in my soul you can't shake. It's a vow of cut in stone, no one can break. If fruit can turn to wine, every rose blossoms with time and the sunshine day. And just close your eyes, it ain't no thing, I'll sing your blues away. Everything is fine, it's safe outside, baby, what do you say? Ain't no need to hide, set your troubles aside, put your clouds away, just come on out and play. On a sunshine day, on a sunshine day, on a sunshine day, on a sunshine day, on a sunshine day. Oh, that was a great request. Perfect song to end on. Time check. All right, I got just enough time to sign off, and I got to go get the TV monitor on. Oh, thanks so much, everybody, for checking in. Thanks for giving me your thoughts on some of my songs for my parents' memorial on Thursday. Sure appreciate that. Yeah, I got Mike here, of course. C says, thanks, you're welcome. Pam says, thanks, you're welcome. Have a great week, everyone. Same to you, Pammy. Thanks for checking in. You're welcome for the music, Amy. And as always, namaste. The divinity in me recognizes and honors the divinity in you. Thanks for keeping yourselves healthy, the immune system's bolstered up. Enjoy what's left of your Soulful Sunday. As we slide into the week, I will be back, same bat time and channel, 7 p.m. Mountain for Wind Down Wednesday. Have a great rest of your weekend, gang, and my tribe, and we'll see you next time.